The Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys have a total of 3 players questionable and another 3 ruled out between them ahead of their Week 6 game on Sunday at AT&T Stadium. After dealing with several injuries over the past few weeks, the Lions' injury report was nice and short this week. Of the 4 players listed, only one of them carries a designation, which is rookie offensive lineman Christian Mahogany, who is out. Detroit will be getting back 2 key players, one on each side of the ball. Center Frank Ragnow is back after a 1-game absence due to a pec injury, and defensive back Brian Branch is returning after missing last week with an illness. For Dallas, they're set to be without their best player, linebacker Micah Parsons, for a 2nd straight game. The Cowboys are also without edge rusher DeMarcus Lawrence, who was placed on injured reserve last week. Along with Parsons, the Cowboys are suffering another blow to their defense with the injury to linebacker Eric Kendricks, who won't play. However, there is at least a chance that cornerback Darren Bland makes his return, as he's questionable. "I feel pretty good," Bland said during the week. "As far as coming back in Week 6, time will tell. We're gonna see." Bland is still on injured reserve, so he'll have to be activated first. He logged 2 full practices to start the week, but the fact that he didn't practice on Friday suggests he might need more time. We should know by Saturday. Now, the full injury report for both teams ahead of Sunday's contest. Defensive leader to sit. Run game on record bad streak. Were expectations too high on Guyton? Detroit may not be one of the Cowboys' traditional rivals, but the 2 clubs have plenty of history and more than a few memorable moments shared, like last year's wild ending. Micah Parsons says it is a rivalry, and we're gearing up for the latest installment. The Cowboys will need someone else to wear the green out on defense, but things are looking up for 2 others on that side of the ball. See what bold prediction is being made for CeeDee Lamb. We'll reveal which Lions O-lineman is back in the lineup, and find out what dubious franchise record the Cowboys running backs will look to snap. Elsewhere, a look at how Jake Ferguson has made himself an integral part of the offense. Troy Aikman has lofty praise for Dak Prescott, and Mike McCarthy credits one player's mom with contributing to the team's success this season. We go behind enemy lines to learn more about the Lions' talented offensive coordinator, and a former Cowboys draft pick is back on the market. Colin Cowherd highlights the Cowboys' biggest issue with Dak Prescott, while discussing his belief that the Cowboys are heading toward a slow regression as they face off against a tough schedule over the next 7 games. Colin Cowherd boldly declared on his FS1 show, "The Herd," that Dallas' biggest issue moving forward isn't their rushing attack, rushing defense, or their overall depth, but instead their starting quarterback, Dak Prescott. Why? Simple. He just isn't good enough to elevate a team due to his on-field play and contract. For what they're paying Dak moving forward, the Dallas Cowboys, with an 81-year-old general manager, have got to nail draft picks. They have to find stars in the 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds. Not good players, they've got to find stars. Do what Pete Carroll did when he got to Seattle, find Richard Sherman in later rounds or Cam Chancellor, Cowherd boldly declared. Because Dak, unlike Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, there's no proof he can elevate solid players. That's not what he is. He needed Amari Cooper in his prime. He needed Zeke in his prime. Or Zach Martin and Tyron Smith in his prime. Or CeeDee Lamb and somebody else in his prime. That's what he needs. Harsh? Maybe so, but do you know what? It's not like Prescott really has a ton of tape to dispute Cowherd's claim either, as he really has had quality depth around him as a pro. If the Cowboys do fall apart moving forward, it will largely fall on his shoulders. Colin Cowherd believes the Cowboys have one intriguing option in 2024. So, if the Cowboys can't win without Prescott having a deep depth chart, what can the team do to fix things? Well, considering they lost out on Derrick Henry in 2023, Cowherd is intrigued by one option that could be on the table. Again, did I mention the owner is going to be 81, maybe 82 pretty soon, right? Or is around that age? And that general manager/owner holds weekly press conferences to inflame situations and force the head coach and quarterbacks to answer to stuff that's silly, Cowherd noted. Now, I have suggested that Derrick Henry was the solution, but they ran out of money and couldn't make $8 million be possible last season. So they had the worst running back room in the league. There are those who are saying, what about Davante Adams? Very interesting. Are the Cowboys and Adams trade away from being good? That beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but if the Cowboys do start to slide and need a serious infusion of talent to get things back on track, Throwing a call the Las Vegas Raiders' way isn't the worst idea imaginable.